So about those two videos I deleted, well, A, they were terrible, and B, in the Scorpion Neck review, I'm fairly certain that not a lot of people liked me saying that I'd strangle my parents. Don't ever do that. Murder is not good. It was wrong for me to joke about it, and I just gotta remember that I can't really joke around about stuff that I would joke around with my friends around here. So, gonna make up for that with an actual good review with Transformers R.I.D. 2016 Warrior Class Bisk. Now, this toy kind of dropped in at a weird time because by the time this toy came out, Bisk had not appeared since. His first appearance was in Season 1, in one of the first few episodes, so it's a little bewildering that this toy would come out, like wave 4 or 5. But he is a good figure, so just going on for that. But he is a very sleek-looking, very fancy-looking car. Like this is a car that a millionaire would take a Sunday drive with around a beach in California. Does that work? I don't know. So, what about details? Well, we got the little intakes here, or indents, or I mean, there's some form of intakes. I don't know what. We got the windows, which are done in black, and he's got a rear window. You know how rare that is? We also got some maroonish coloring, or dark, or like burnt brown, or brick red, or something like that. We got that right here. We got that more in the front, and the grille is done in the same black paint as the windows. We got some silver with electric blue on the headlights, and we got that same electric blue on the tires, which I do like. I do like the color. He does roll okay. Not the best, but he does a decent enough job. Coming around the back, there isn't much robot mode stuff, well, besides his knees, but any long-time Transformers fan, or any person who owns a lot of car Transformers, kind of saw that coming from a mile away. So, how does he scale? Well, here he is next to Steeljaw, because that's my basic comparison for pretty much everything. I think he scales pretty well with Steeljaw, because Steeljaw being a truck would obviously be a lot taller than a sports car, but then again, I have seen racing trucks that are shorter than sports cars. I mean, playing a lot of Forza, and I've seen a lot of racing trucks that are much shorter than my Countach, so I guess that scales well. Here is a Titan Return Blur, who also scales pretty well. I think that two very low-to-the-ground fast vehicles would probably be different lengths, because, different manufacturers, different vehicles. So, accessory-wise, he comes with two of these pistols, and they are the same. They're just mirrored. Get like a little bolt there, some rivets. We get a grip for like holding it like a shotgun. We got the iron sight, and this little coil in the back. It's mostly hollow over here. We were expecting, but it does come with two of them as I continue to drop them. And for storage, we got two ports right over his headlights, and you can plug them in for realistic James Bond action. Yeah, your vehicle mode Bisk can have pistols coming out of his hood. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would, and obvious James Bond references here and there. How would we shake this thing and not stir it into robot mode? Man, not a lot of people are gonna get that. I need a better hobby. So, bad jokes and all that aside, let's get this guy transformed. So, first thing you're gonna want to do, you're gonna want to come to these side bits, which I guess are like skirts, side skirts, and you're gonna fold them so that they're under the front tire in the whole fender section. Also, I forgot to mention this, but this thing keeps like the come undone. Then, if I can get everything in focus, we're going to pop the whole top of the car up from these two tabs and those two pickles. We're going to rotate the legs out, standard car former affair, and fold out the feet. And there you go. Now we're going to fold that piece back down, open up these sections, and while that happens, we're going to adjust the camera so I can get him in frame. Right, now we're going to come to the hood, pop this up, and you're going to want to split it. Now, I found it best that if you rotate them both inward simultaneously, they will pop open. It's a lot easier than just trying to pull them apart, because you are going to pop a ball joint on one of these things. So now we're going to come to this section and fold it open. Then we're going to rotate the head out. Be very cautious because it is difficult and you will pop the head off from time to time. And then just raise his antennas, and look, he's got a little lobster face. And we're going to snap these sections into place and rotate the hood panels out to the side, and then rotate the biceps. You're going to want to get these hinges right here level with the line of the windshield, and then these two teeth will go into those two slots, securing the torso, and there you have Bisk. And I gotta admit, I do like Bisk's design a lot more than I do Clampdown's, because he's still a sea, or something to do with the ocean, and he's a lobster. He's much cooler than a crab, because a lobster doesn't take any crap from nobody, while a crab will scuttle away at the sign of any danger, because they are not the best fighters in the world. But I mean, look at this guy. It's just all sorts of creepy, like, look at that. I've been scheming. Yeah, but all jokes aside, I mean, besides his mantis shrimp looking face, which I also like, how does he size? Well, next to Steeljaw, he is short, and like other stuff, he's kind of a hunchback of Iacon. And with Blur, there is no comparison to make here. So the weapon ports in vehicle mode are the same in robot mode. So all you gotta do is make sure you got the gun with the solid sections facing the outside of his claw, and just plug him in, and now he's got two guns mounted on top of his claws, which is much better than another lobster type dude, Cybertron. What was it? It wasn't Storm Surge, because Storm Surge was a repaint. I think it was whatever his name was. He held his gun on the side of his claws, which didn't work, because he always had to hold it gangster style. But now, Bisk can, actually aim his guns forward without being in the hood. I mean, if you want him to hold it sideways, it is possible. But, I wish there were more, like, shoulder cannons, because, I mean, there is enough room to get a port in there, and, well, let's face it, claws don't really work with guns, because how's he going to pull the trigger? There's probably, like, some sort of internal mechanism, blah, 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 but I am still allowed to question physics and everything. So, getting in on his head, oh man, what a head sculpt, and it will not go into focus. He's got little antennae and rubbery eyes and a little mouth. He's got some silver on the bottom of his feelers, I guess. He's got some more of that electric blue for his eyes and some silver on his face. But that's about it. That and the other new paint apps revealed are some more of that black on his superhero underpants, and his fake window chest. And that's also where his Decepticon symbol is. So, you want to get him in the game, scan him. I don't know if it works over the internet. Please tell me. I'd love to know. But yeah, what about articulation? How can this guy pose? Well, he does have a ball joint in his head, but as you can see, it's pointing forward. It doesn't mean it's impossible to get him looking side to side, but you are quite limited in what you can do before you can pop his head off. But you can do this, which for the insane gambler known as Bisk, that works. Because he always tries to break records. He's kind of got that Titans Return Blur thing going on, where his shoulders are the anti-universal, where the hinge is in the torso and the swivel is on the shoulder, and it's supposed to be the other way around. Bicep swivel, that works. These two like to come unclipped. He can rotate 90 degrees at the elbow, but if you break the transformation to get this kind of claw motion, he gets full range of movement. So, it's really your choice. And he can even open his claw. He's already a step up from Legends Clampdown. No waist due to the hinge right here, kind of messing with things. Ball jointed hips. Thigh swivel. His knee would get full movement, but there's this little piece, which I guess is like crab armor, which oddly enough, Clampdown had the same issue. It does tend to get in the way, but you can get pretty decent range. And his feet can twiddle. So he can tap his feet. And that's important. Also, the shoulder pads are on ball joints, so you can adjust them any way you want. If you want them in the back, you can do that. If you want them facing forward, if you want them all the way out like this, you can do what you want. So, I guess that's about it with Bisk. Well, I guess I need to go over some new mold detailing. I already went over the head. In the torso section, we got some, like, layering right here in his abs, I guess. And his feet, they are two-toed, pointy, and got a little thing on them. So, that's about it. I mean, I guess he's kind of clean. I would say that if it wasn't for the shoulder kibble. But yeah, would I recommend him? Definitely. He is, he's fun. He's not for everyone, but he's a lobster with guns. And he's known for trying to break records. Specifically, if I remember correctly, I'm a tipping or neuralizer or whatever, something Autobots trying to, knock him down with his laser blast out of his mouth. So, I guess if you're a completionist, you gotta have him, but he really wasn't in the show much, so get him if you want. I mean, he is fun. It's pretty posable. The shoulders are a little bit of a disappointment, but I can live with them. In the head, I've kind of made peace with the head not moving. So, yeah, he's definitely fun. I would definitely recommend him. Anyways, this has been Nightburner53, doing this review as kind of just getting the video out after the two I deleted, and apologizing for the abysmal past two videos. I've gotten back, I'm adjusted, and I've got everything working properly, so yeah, this is Nightburner53, signing off. Stay in school, don't do drugs, all that stuff, that people say. Now stop bugging me.